Hi there, this is Modesta Mahiga Buguni from Modesta.Africa. I've been talking about leadership this past week and a half. Just today, I was at an online leadership conference, and one of the things that we discussed that really resonated with me, like it's made me want to come back and do this video, is the fact that leadership is not a right. Leadership is a reward. You know, you don't get into leadership and it's guaranteed for a lifetime. You could lose it at any moment. And so one of the things that is really, really key to know is that the leadership influence that you are enjoying, that you are stewarding right now, is the harvest, is the fruit of the leadership seeds that you sowed a little while ago. So today we're talking about leadership, during crisis because of COVID-19. What is it like to lead through crisis? And one of the things that I'd mention is it's not what you do during crisis really that makes the leader of you, although many a times leadership is tested and proven in crisis. But it is who you have been all along that will then cause people to want to trust you. And even as their default mechanism is making them panic and in survival mode, make them want to turn to you and to choose to follow you as a leader. Hi, Chief OG, I see you, welcome. So I wanted to share these 5 leadership seeds that you need to sow immediately if you want to continue having the influence that leadership brings. Number 1, like I said, leadership is not a right. It is not a positional thing. It really is something that you earn. People would have walked with you a while. If not the very team that you're working with right now, somebody somewhere else has. And they think that you would make a great leader for this situation. Number 2, it's not a lifetime guarantee. You can lose it at any moment. And so it's not like, I got in, I'm a leader, hey. Even when you get in, even when you are trusted, you live every day reverentially, stewarding yourself and others so that they can continue to trust you. Trust can be built, which is a beautiful thing. In case you don't have trust with people, understand trust can be built. You can prove yourself and build trust with people, but trust can also be eroded. It can be lost. And so it's not a one-time thing. I'm a leader now, I'm sitting in the seat of leadership. Hey, no, you're going to have to keep standing and proving yourself as a leader. Keep standing and engaging and winning people's trust. Number 3, number 3 is because leadership is influence, it has to be earned. So you don't impose yourself as a leader on people. Leadership, John Maxwell said, is about influence. That means people have to choose of their own volition, of their own free will, to align with you. These are people that have options. These are people that could be anywhere else doing anything else. For them to choose to engage with you, for them to choose to align their personal. One of the things that I said today at the conference is, remember, when you see a person before you, you're not speaking to that individual alone. You're speaking to their spouse, you're speaking to their children, you're speaking to their parents, you're speaking to any other person that counts on them. So when you show up and you're setting an agenda and you're making a call to action for people to follow you in one endeavor or the other, understand they're calculating, they are considering everything that their lives, and whether that's their career, their business, or whatever allegiance that you're asking of, they're considering what will this mean for all the people that I come with. Hi Nema, welcome. Hey Nkude, welcome. And then number 4, now because people have to choose of their own volition, you must lead in a way that also benefits the people who choose to align their lives with you, that whatever it is that they sought to do, whatever aspirations, whatever goals that they personally had, they can see them being fulfilled by aligning with you. they can see them being fulfilled even as they're walking with you to fulfill your vision and your leadership goals. And that is really key. We forget too easily and too often, and I have done this as well, that once a person is with you, you can forget and think that, well, their entire life is about this cause. Just because you're so consumed by it doesn't mean they necessarily are. But even if they are, understand every single person came on this earth with their own vision, with their own goals, with their own aspirations. They came with areas that they would like to influence, people that are counting on them. And so as a leader who has an agenda, you think of that, you take that into consideration as you're humbly coming before people and sharing your vision and sharing what the end state will look like once people cross over with you. And then number 5, you're not going to manhandle people. You're not going to trick them, manipulate them. You're not going to bribe them to follow as a leader. What you're going to do is do your utmost. So we're talking about personal branding and leadership today, that you're going to do your utmost to give the impression that I am the type of person that you can relate with and that is credible. I have the character and the competence and the connection, and I am invested in getting us there. Leaders don't lead people anywhere they haven't been themselves. And leaders don't, you don't stop halfway through and expect people to continue. We were talking about being a boss, like in an African context, and I even said it, in Swahili, kuwa bosi. Being a boss isn't, or especially, lording it over people, that isn't leadership. That is honestly just playing out some insecurities and some issues you hadn't resolved before you showed up in this leadership context. But leadership is humility. Leadership is like, I have the fear of God. My goodness, these people, they could be anywhere doing anything else, but they've chosen to align with me. And so you're going to do your utmost to so conduct yourself as to earn, leadership, as to earn them opening up their hearts and their minds and their days, right, and their lives for you to influence. So I've got a couple of C's. I've been doing a lot of C's lately. So I have, how many C's do I have here? I think I have 7 C's for you to consider as the pillars to your leadership. Number 1 is character, right? Be real, be a person of your word. May what you say be what you do. What happens when life happens and you cannot keep your word? What then? Well, then you send another word to say, I know I gave that word, but I am unable to keep my word right now. So this is what I can do. Either may I please delay when I am supposed to deliver what I said I would deliver with my word, or can I do it in part, or whatever else that you would like to negotiate. Understand, when you give your word, part of people trusting you and allowing you to influence them in leadership is keeping your word. But life happens and we can't always keep our word. Then you need to send another word to explain that you can't do that, and then immediately offer an alternative. Number 2, the second C, that is the pillar to leadership. Not influential leadership, but influence that you earned is competence. It's great that you're a person of integrity. It's great that you're a person of your word, but you should also be a person with the capability to deliver. Because at the end of the day, leadership says, look, where we are could be better. And I see where we could go. And I ask you for the privilege of walking with you, of guiding you to get to this more favorable end state. Now, having character is great, but you must also have competence. You must technically be able to deliver. You must technically have the capacity to take people where they need to go. And even if you don't know everything at the beginning, that you're willing to grow to be able to do that. Because it's not enough to follow a person with such great integrity. They're such a great person. They should also be a person that's able to deliver. And so you're going to look at, I've got some questions at the end of this video. You're going to look at your leadership and you're going to look at your character and competence, etc. But if you find an area that you technically need to, master, or you need to get better at, so that these people that you're going to ask them to allow you the privilege of leading them through and across to the other side, that when they say yes, you truly are the man or the woman for the job. Not to, be all charismatic and say the right things and get people to invest their lives. And remember, people don't show up by themselves. They show up with their families. They show up with the communities and the contexts that depend on them. When a person agrees to walk along with you as a leader, they're agreeing to put everyone and everything on the line to align with you. So you better have what it takes. And if you do not, you need to learn it as you go. Because it would be a travesty. It is a robbery to promise to lead people through something that you cannot deliver. The third C, what do I have here, is communication. Never assume that you have a common understanding, that you have common interpretations. I have noticed that even my own siblings, even looking at my daughters, they may have different understandings of things, and we're the same parents, and we're with them, equally. And never leave understanding to chance. Communicate as much as possible. Have clarity of purpose, vision, and mission. Communicate expectations. Even script down specifically what is expected, and where you're going and what are the standards. What will warrant a reward? What will warrant a reprimand? That is for you to communicate. The fourth C is collaboration. You're not going to do this alone, no matter how great you are. You're one person with 24 hours, as I often say. So you definitely need to find the right people of character and competence. Be in a position to equip them. Help your people be able to deliver on what you have called them out for. Equip them and remove the barriers that will get in the way of them being able to successfully do their job and deliver on what you have asked them to sign up for. So being a collaborative person, being a collaborative leader is so key. You're not going to hold everything close to you like, I'm the leader and there's no one else. As a matter of fact, Dr. Miles Monroe said the first role, the first job, the first task of a leader is to groom their successor. The first job is for you to look around and say, who is going to succeed me? Who shows capacity, capability? If no one that I can currently see, I need to find someone who will soon replace me. You must understand that you must embrace and own the fact that you're replaceable. But please, if you care about the cause, if you care about the vision, you want the vision to succeed, whether or not this vision succeeds with you. And so the first role of a leader really is to groom their successor. Be able to look around you, the people around you, your teams. It could be your children if you're a parent. It could be, whoever else that you're surrounded with, whatever the organization and the group that you're leading as a leader. And identify somebody that shows potential and start intentionally, strategically grooming them, getting into the details of what they need to learn so that they can replace you. And it doesn't have to mean when I die, I'm going to get fired. If you're doing a bad job, you're going to get fired anyway, whether or not there's a person to replace you. But it is so that you can be at peace that even if I were removed, the organization is able to go on without me because there are people, there's a person, or there are people that I've identified. The fifth C is creativity. Be an agile leader. Be a leader with a growth mindset. Be a leader that can roll with the punches. I called it being a commando, earlier today, like, look, whatever I need to be in whatever situation so that the job gets done, I will be that. Now, I understand we often want to keep to our positions, like, this is my position, this is my role. I have hired you, that's your position, that's your role. But a leader, a secure leader, a confident, courageous leader will step down their high horse. They will do whatever is needed to be done, even if it seems menial, because they want the mission to succeed, because they want to achieve their vision. And truly, this is when leadership is tested. When you could take on roles that seem to be to others demeaning, that seem to be beneath you, that seem to be less than. But because you are so vision minded, because you're so mission oriented, because you really care that the team is doing well rather than I am shining and I am in the spotlight, you take on whatever you need to take. You do whatever you need to do to remove barriers and equip your people, empower your people to succeed. One of the questions a friend of mine was asked, he was pitching his business to venture capitalists, and they asked him, would you be willing to remove yourself from management if on evaluation you are actually standing in the way of your business success? Hey, Big Chris, I see you. Would you be willing to do that? And he said, but of course. I see the potential of this business. I see where it's going. I certainly am ready to remove myself if I am going to be the hindrance of this vision coming to fruition, if I'm going to be the hindrance of this business having the impact that I know it could have. What a test of leadership. And then the final C is consistency. Whatever you set out to do, whoever you are in character, be that consistently, especially in times of crisis, especially in times of tension. People truly want to know that I can look to this person and they're solid. They've had the same vision all along. Because this is something else that I share today. When crisis comes, you don't change your entire purpose and vision to meet that crisis. It just came to mind right now that Amazon, everybody knows Amazon.com, right? Everybody knows Jeff Bezos. Amazon announced when the crisis just hit that they were pulling back from their freight and their logistics business so that they could invest resources to Amazon.com, because the world now was staying at home and people needed to order online. And they did that as a strategic move. It doesn't mean that either their freight business or their consumer goods business has changed. The vision, the purpose remains the same, the vision remains the same. Sometimes even the goals remain the same, but the strategies to get there may differ. Although I can imagine in a context such as what has happened globally, some goals have changed as well, as people are pivoting their businesses, to deliver differently. So with you as well, be consistent in character so that when people are just lost, when people wonder what is going to come out of this, you are solid, not because you're not being vulnerable and real, not because you may not also feel the shaking, but because you understand, I am basing my leadership on a vision and a strategy and a direction we have chosen to take. Just the fact that there are roadworks today doesn't mean that I stop going to my destination. I'll just recalculate route and find another way to get where I want to go. So consistency in character, consistency in competence. You either know what to do, you say what you're going to do, and you do what you said you're going to do, or you learn as you go so that you can always have the answers and the solutions they're looking for. Not that you have to be a know-it-all. This is why you surround yourself with very capable people. Leadership will require you to be secure and surround yourself with capable people so that you can, sorry, I touched something. Surround yourself with very capable people means that you don't have to hold everything, but you should know. For that which is your responsibility, it is your responsibility to get the knowledge, to acquire the skills, to be able to deliver. Consistency in even objectives. People are hesitant to follow somebody who says, we're doing this today. And they watch some movie over the weekend. On Monday, we're doing something else. And then somebody else did this thing in business that is similar to yours. Thursday, they pivot to something else. That's going to be difficult to follow. So have consistency, even as you're being flexible, understanding that, I'm going to roll with the punches. I am going to be agile. I'm going to be responsive. I am going to predict some shifts and we'll be able to, ride them out. That happens. Life, business, things go up and down in waves. You can do that. But just the fact that you can sustain a vision, sustain a mission, sustain a goal, sustain a direction, so that people have predictability. They know when they go to work what it is they're doing. They know what they're supposed to deliver. They deliver against that and get results, and then you can move on to the next thing. So as I close, I want to say that the leadership influence that you're enjoying today is a harvest, right? The fruit of what you sowed in leadership yesterday. And therefore, I would like you to think about who you want to be, where you want to go, what you will need as a leader tomorrow, and start sowing those seeds today. And I'm going to end this with these 4 questions. Number 1, when things go wrong, can you confidently say, I have done all I know to do as a leader? Many times leaders, we point fingers, but when things go wrong, can you confidently say, I've actually done all I know to do as a leader? That's the first question. I want you to ask yourself that. Number 2, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least, 10 being the highest, when all you know to do is not enough, because sometimes people take offense, but I've done all I know to do. But if what all you know to do is not enough, we're still not going to get the results. So if all you know to do is not enough, how willing are you to learn what you don't know so that you can help the team, the cause deliver? Number 3, what are you going to start doing today as a leader in your area of greatest challenge? And number 4, who are you going to enlist and when that will hold you accountable as you strive to grow in your area of leadership challenge? So this concept that leadership is not a right, not because you have a title, not because you're next in command, not because you're the obvious heir, but leadership is a reward. It is a privilege. It is an earned opportunity to influence, and therefore we need to steward it. It's not a lifetime guarantee. You can lose it at any moment. And so I'm asking you, if you are in a place right now enjoying leadership, know it's because there were seeds that you sowed before. If you're at a place and you're thinking, my leadership sucks, like I need areas to work on, then start today. Start growing and sowing the seeds you need to start immediately, and you will reap the dividends for ages to come. But leadership is work. It's humility, it's being real, it's humbling ourselves, it's searching for what the organization, the team, the cause needs within you. And if you don't find it, it's humbling yourself to ask for help and enlist for learning so that you can grow. I just wanted to share that with you today when we're talking about leading in crisis and what that looks like. Well, it very much looks like great leadership before, that you conducted and positioned yourself as a person that people can trust as a solution provider. Therefore now, even as they're in survival mode, even as their default setting is saying fire, 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 danger, 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 they will turn to you during crisis because you have led them consistently and correctly and profitably, in times of plenty. All right, have a wonderful time, guys. I post all of these videos on Modesta.Africa YouTube channel, and I have been asking people, if you watch these videos and there's a topic that you think especially captivates you or speaks to your circumstances, please send me a note on that video. And you can also reach me on Modesta.Africa. Let me know and I will write a long blog post addressing that issue. Thank you so very much. If you're thinking, Modesta, I want to have a conversation with you about my leadership, please book a discovery call with me. I'm going to put a link with this video. We can have an hour of discussing through your challenges and strategizing on how you can move forward, whether you would like to move forward with me as a coach or a business consultant, or it's something that you would like to do elsewhere, but at least you would have had somebody listen to you and help you work at what really is the key challenge here, what is the issue, and what are some ways I can approach them, what are some of the challenges that I have, what are some of the ways that I'm sabotaging myself and not seeing the impact that I'd like to have. So thank you again for making time for this video. EBM Signature, I see you. Renza, I think. Big Chris, hi my brother. BBDD, okay. Sanchez, all right. Kazimoto, Baraka, Stella, Nature Diaries. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Esmidetra. I know Harmony 77 is Neema. I'm Preston Kunde, Kachif OG. This has been wonderful. Have a great midweek, and I'll catch up with you on the next video. Bye.